Do you find yourself choosing work over family? Do you catch yourself working outside of regular hours? Do you have trouble taking days off? Could no task wait till tomorrow? It's time to understand that work life balance is a cycle and not an achievement. Here are some steps you can take in order to prevent this.
Bounce.
Okay, guys, so this one hits so close to home because I'm known as that person to work, and not know when to stop and be mad at the world because I don't have time for my family. So I started off with increasing my self awareness, and I recommend this for you as well. It's so important to have that self awareness and ask yourself, do you feel energized with what you're currently doing? Are you happy? Are you satisfied, or do you feel mad, resentful, and angry? So ask yourself those questions. The answer will definitely let you know if it's time to take control. When I finally slowed down and asked myself, I was like, whoa, Val, you need to get a hold of yourself. It's so important to have that balance. And you'd be surprised once you balance how much energy having that work life balance will give you. You'll be 100% in work and 100% in life once you take control. Okay, next, I would recommend creating some core values. And I would suggest making them personal core values. When you make them more personal, it really just helps keep you a little bit more accountable, or a lot more accountable. I would definitely implement family as one of my core values, balance as one of my core values. Core values are so important. I recommend about 7 or less. The core values are your pillars to how you're going to live, and how you're going to stay true to yourself. And if work life balance is a goal for you, creating those core values will help keep you grounded to reach that goal. So, if you guys want to see a video on core values, I take so much pride in my core values. I'd be more than happy to create one for you, specifically based on that. Okay, the next thing is going to be to set work hours and stick to them. Being an entrepreneur, it's very easy to choose your schedule, or I'll do this later, or I have till tomorrow, or, it's just very easy to be flexible. I think most of us get into entrepreneurship or running our own business to have that flexibility. But if you don't set hours, it can get very, very muddy and messy. So I recommend, especially if you're complaining about work-life balance, I recommend to set some hours. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to like stick to them all the time. You can be flexible with yourself, but having like that expectation of set hours can really help keep you in line as far as work-life balance goes. Stop normalizing long hours. It's not that cool anymore, guys. It's strategically you don't have to work long hours. So the work hustle, or the hustle culture, is not praised anymore. It's just really important to have that balance. Okay, this one's gonna sound a little crazy. I used to get a lot of for having this one, but setting some time aside for your family, like actually scheduling it into your calendar. I know I've heard people say like, well, I don't want to be like an appointment in their schedule. But if you're a goal getter and someone who has like high goals for themselves and is trying to build an empire, your schedule could get busy. And sometimes we could fixate on the success and like working hard, just like I mentioned earlier, but families shouldn't go unnoticed or shouldn't go ignored. So creating that time aside and setting that space for them, as far as like scheduling family time aside, it's also going to help keep you very guided. I put it in my Google Calendar. It's something that has been a game changer for me. It's almost like if I make an appointment, I'm not going to cancel because I'm already committed. So I encourage you to schedule family time aside. And lastly, guys, I just want to go over it one more time. The hustle culture and working the longest and being the one that's going to sleep when they die, it's not that cool anymore. It's not sustainable. Most importantly, I used to be that girl, and it's not something I would encourage you to do. I can't tell you how much more balanced and peaceful my life is. having that, strategic plan of like, okay, this is going to go to work and this is going to go to family time and this is going to go to free time. I mean, I have free time now too. So it's not that cool to work the longest hours in the day anymore. Realistically, when I meet with, entrepreneurs, it's kind of just showing me that there's definitely room for opportunity on learning a little bit more about what it is that you're doing. That way you could be a little bit more more strategic. So I encourage you to keep that in mind. Hustle culture isn't that cool anymore. And be more strategic about the things that you're doing. Okay, guys. And again, I do an overview. I'll elaborate just a little bit, but I can definitely elaborate more, and I would be more than happy to do so. If you want me to dedicate a full video to each one of these parts, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bounce.